is a lot to be said about some of these changes from the pandemic. And I think a lot of the economists expected that this year might have been more pre-pandemic, kind of quote unquote normal. And of course, last year went crazy, and it went crazy because people realized they didn't want to be, you know, stay at home in their tiny 2 by 2 apartments with all four, family members at home. They wanted to find bigger spaces. They wanted to move and have more outdoor space. And so a lot of that inventory, a lot of that demand got driven by that trend. So and that's, I think that also created a catalyst for the millennials. So people said before, millennials are never going to buy homes, they're going to rent forever. Well, of course, we found that I always said that, until they have kids, and then as soon as that happens, they're going to want to move out.
Yeah.
So I think that was catalyzed by this by the pandemic as well. And so we're seeing it grow and not stop anytime soon.
When you start to have kids, living in your mom's garage just makes a whole lot less sense. Constance, what are the companies that you're investing in that could make this crunch a little bit easier for Americans, for earthlings that are facing this global issue?
Well, there's a number of them. We're invested in about 100 different companies. One of them that I will talk about right now, and it's funny you even said Earthlings because they're helping Martians as well, but it's a company called Icon. So Icon is a 3D printing company. Now, one of the other trends is that there's about 6 million homes since in the last 10 years of demand that has not been met by new construction. Part of that has been, these issues that we've had with supplies and other things. But what Icon does is it 3D prints homes at scale. The cost of 3D printing that home can be about 60% lower, 40 to 60% lower than a traditional home build. And they can build in about 24 hours. So it's a pretty revolutionary way of doing new home building. And they are not only printing here on Earth, but like I said, they are doing simulated habitats on the moon and Mars. So very interesting company to watch. And then
yeah, I see NASA gave them a contract for a lunar base, right?
That's right. So we're talking about terrestrial as well as extraterrestrial. But also here on Earth are a number of other companies. Better Mortgage, which helps to digitize the mortgage process, makes it much more easier to obtain those great rates that have been coming down the pathway. Hippo, which is a homeowner's insurance. We've got a company called Super. The mantra for Super is to make homeownership as easy as renting. We think about this way of like when we go find a home, what are the technologies that help us do that? And then once we live in the home, what are the companies that are making that easier? And so that is everything from, like I said, a Super to a Kayo, which is helping to get new furniture when that delay is here because of anything from the Suez Canal to the to the supply chain issues that we've had. This is a way of finding consigned furniture and getting that immediately. And companies that help provide, the ability to purchase new homes. So, for example, we have a company called EasyKnock, which is providing liquidity to homeowners without requiring them to move out of their home to get it. And so there's a lot of different tools and technologies out there that can help in every step of that process.
Yeah, I imagine especially on the sort of shadow banking side, there's a lot to be done. Fintech, mortgages, et cetera. Do you see a lot of growth there?
Yeah, we sure do. And like I said, EasyKnock is certainly one of those. The other thing that we think a lot about is once you're in a home, what about the financial health of, making sure that you continue to be able to afford that home? And so, recently we brought in a company into the portfolio called Moto Refi. So what Moto Refi is doing is digitizing auto refinancing the same way that Better did with mortgage or Hippo did with insurance. And it's allowing consumers to save on average $100 a month in their auto loans. And so now that makes me, have more disposable income and kind of a lot of people we're seeing are getting stretched in the homes that they're buying. This helps alleviate that financial stress that people have as well.
You've got, the issue of working from home has been a big one, and it appears a lot of people are going to continue that. And as we just heard, they work all the time when they're home. So have you invested in companies that help people, for example, find a nanny, a cleaning service, get that butler that you've always wanted? I imagine that the gig economy will help provide a lot of that.
Yeah, a couple things. So we have a company called Hello Alfred. It does exactly what you just said. They provide hospitality services into the residential space. So everything from, finding that nanny to cleaning up, once a month or once a week, to doing those chores that just give you a little bit of time back in your life. That's a great one there. We have a company called Porch, which is also providing a lot of kind of home services. You talked about the gig economy. One of the things that we certainly saw with the rise of the gig economy is that there's more people than ever that are not covered by spousal or employee benefits. So we recently invested in a company called Stride. Stride is an online platform that really helps gig economy workers to get the health, dental, vision, life insurance, tax help, all those things that it might be easier under an employer umbrella, but harder for an independent contractor, and they try to make that easier for them.